Hey, hi, hello there, welcome back. It's been a while. Couldn't tell you when the last time I did one of these. And I'm not sure why the video has this hazy look to it, but whatever. I kind of look like drunk sleep because I had ketamine and I also had the dentist today. Good times. And at the dentist, I was wearing my sunglasses and they were like pushing up into my eyes, and then when we're checking the fit of the mouth guard, because I love to grind teeth and I love to crack out crowns. So we're doing some metal mixed with porcelain up in here to see if I cannot crack a crown for the rest of my life as long as I have teeth. So that was fun. But going to the dentist is weird for me now. As a kid, it never bothered me. I could get teeth yanked and go right to school after, and now I have this crazy reaction to just hearing the drill. My insides internally start getting electrocuted, and I needed a lot of work done, because when you don't eat, go figure, the things that happen to your body. But I have my night guard, my new one, and who am I kidding? All I can say is I'll make every effort not to lose the sucker. But I've had about 4 of them, and they're all circulating somewhere in my house, and this one, hopefully, though, is the last. Because after that, I'm just yanking out my own teeth. Anywho, that's why the eyes look like I've been drunk sleeping. The ketamine I got, it was a really awesome infusion. If I could compare it to something, so it's a sensation of the anticipation of getting on a roller coaster, but softer, and then thinking and seeing, but not being present in your body, kind of floating a bit. And I will go in with thoughts or questions or issues, and when I come out, I get clarity. So I'm someone who, my vivid dreams, if something's bothering me, it comes out one way or the other. That's why I've cracked so many crowns, because I clench and grind my teeth in my sleep, and there are times I will wake up and I'm thinking through whatever I'm going through. Ketamine is a little bit like that, except it gives you soft cushioning to deal with whatever you're dealing with. So depression or suicidal thoughts, or, and I can't even say that on here, whatever, it helps you kind of just like zap into a mindset of don't go there, and you fix it. It's really hard to explain. but it is something that changed my life. The clinic, Lone Star Infusion. I got to know them so well that I feel bad for them, but they have become my sounding boards and my therapists, and they understand me and even work with my symptoms more so than any other specialty. These anesthesiologists are figuring this brain chemistry piece out with the long COVID, and it really is a mind game, a lot. I will see people's kids age, and it seems overnight, but I know it's not. But I can't get time straight in my head, and that is really stressful. You know, I would ask, so for shift workers, you can kind of relate to it. What day is it? I would do neuro assessments and take a glance at my watch for the date time, because I have no clue. I'm doing shift work. All I know is if it's my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's one of those 3 days. I don't know. So as my symptoms dissipate little by little, my life gets a little bit back on the rails, and I notice old habits coming back, and it's encouraging but frightening, because the general rule, 2 weeks and something becomes a habit. Well, I've had 5 years of a habit. How do you expect me to lose all of these weird things I've acquired that I never had before? How do I make a new normal? My fatigue and the sleep numbed me. Now, with energy and hydration and nutrition and bits of progress, what do I do? What do I do? I can't read books. I can't watch movies, really. I can be present, but I'm not present. So that struggle's kind of real, and it is creating some discord in my synapses, and I just realize, all the time I was robbed, and the vaccine things that are coming forward don't help either. And to go on the record about this, so let me explain my position. Personal, I don't care what you think. Walk a day in my shoes and tell me if you wouldn't kick the bucket. So, my beef is this. I knew when they rolled the vaccines out, to go to my doctor's, I had to have vaccines. Second, I knew if I ever wanted to go back to work, I was going to have to be vaccinated. I had not given up. But standing in that cattle call when the vax was released, and I am at the hospital with all hundreds of people, the whole time I'm standing there and I'm questioning my judgment. Because at that time, my symptoms were tolerable. And by that I mean, I had to sleep. I had to nap during the day. Now, granted, a nap was like 4.5 hours, but I had GI issues, the chronic fatigue, migraines, cyclical vomiting. Nothing debilitating to the point where I couldn't function. But it was bad enough that all it took was hearing, oh, a long COVID patient got the vaccine and their symptoms went away, and that's all I had to hear. Sign me up. So as I'm in that line, the reel that's in my head is, it's too soon. It's too soon. They couldn't have done the studies. This isn't like a dead vaccine that you just do like the flu. And I'm questioning my judgment, and I'm saying, don't do it. Too soon. I kept saying that. It hasn't been vetted. It hasn't been studied. What? But I gambled because I trusted the science. People had signed up to be the test dummies. Okay. I'm thinking they must have done well, or else we wouldn't be able to get it. But I still, that thought kept popping in my head. Don't do it. And all I know is that I stood in that line forever. And I know today I don't have the stamina to do that. And after the first shot a few weeks in, oh my gosh, I wanted to pull my brain out, but I still didn't think it was the shot. Then I get the booster. And that was like the nail in the coffin. I likened it to Bruce Banner becoming the Hulk. I felt like my DNA had changed. Nothing made sense anymore. Cognitive issues. it was as if I had a massive frontal lobe injury all of a sudden. I was completely out of my mind and couldn't control my emotions and brain fog and can't find anything and I'm dropping everything and I can't walk and I look drunk and I sound drunk and I act drunk and I wish I was drunk and just this complete and total haywire of my CPU. No one can take that experience away from me and tell me that isn't linked. It is linked. I know that. And I always knew that. But I fought it because I did not want to think they were doing this to pregnant women. You never do studies on pregnant women. You never do studies on kids. You don't ever do things like were being done. So this shit must be gold. They are pissing gold. So how do I feel? I just want the real data to be released. That's it. All of the adverse reactions. I just want to see the numbers. I want to see the data. I want to see the real reports. I know, as an ER nurse, we give tetanus shots like doctors used to give lollipops, okay? We had to give a vaccine information sheet. On there, it said if you have an adverse reaction, blah, 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 blah. There's an entire bureau in the government that handles this. Where's the data? You have it for tetanus shots. You have it for flu shots. You have it for meningitis. You have it for measles. Like every other vaccine, you could get information on it. This one you couldn't. So that's when I really started to get mad because, okay, I don't want to buy into the vaccine part, but why can't I find the studies of these adverse reactions? I knew someone who had a blood clot. No risk factors. Absolutely none. A stealth, hard-ass physician. Bam. Massive MI. Why? Why? Out of the blue, all of a sudden. What? Where was that being reported? It wasn't public knowledge. It was being reported. It was being covered up. All I want is acknowledgement of, yeah, kind of like the Tuskegee thing. We gave you all syphilis to see if the pandemic got any worse. At least we'd kill off some people and be able to take care of the rest. Whatever the reason is, I don't care. Just tell us the truth. Because you made a ton of money. And people need help. And that's where I draw the line. Dr. Banting, my man, when insulin rolled out. I know, different era, FDA wasn't up his ass. My point is, just be honest and open with the numbers, and people should be able to choose. And guess what? If you don't want to get vaccinated and you get COVID and you die, hallelujah, good luck. See you at the pearly gates when I get there. I don't care. I know it changed me because I am not the same person. End of story. And I just want the truth. I'm not telling people not to do it. I'm saying be honest about how dangerous things were. Because I am 99.9999999% sure I had a stroke at some point. I know there is. I would need an MRI of my brain to look for it, but I know I had one at some point because of the deficits that I have. And then I see other people who are suffering, and I just think, God, I'm lucky. I'm lucky. Yeah, I'm lucky. I don't know how, but I am. Because I'm alive. I shouldn't be. In all honesty, I really shouldn't. The number of times I should have died is innumerable. Ketamine helps with that as well. Processing, I guess, a form of survivor's guilt. I don't know. Who survives a blood sugar of 1,295 with a K of 7? Positive troponin with EKG changes. Oh my God. And that was one visit. Those moments give me a bit of a fright because I should not be here, but I am. And figuring out the why is my point. And I do it for the kids. I lived a lifetime of a chronic illness. I did my time in jail, 41 years of flipping diabetes. Now I get to enjoy the rest of my life with a bonus disease. Okay, fine. Just so many kids go through this. God. Nightmare. It's a nightmare. So, I feel decent. I go to sleep. I'm not sleeping in a coma as much anymore because I'm starting to grind my teeth and remember my dreams, and that is an improvement. But I just am stuck, in this limbo of reality and surreality, somewhere in between. So that's it. Hopefully all this vax controversy stuff shed some light on what really happened to us. And then people can feel a sense of vindication, and I can just not live off of my retirement and not die penniless in a cardboard box, because I don't know what else I'm gonna do. So we'll figure it out. Again, it's not me, it's for the kids. It's a unforgiving thing. Hug your loved ones. Be nice to people. You never know when your breath is going to be your last one. I take nothing for granted.